Yes. Every time we mention that famous British pudding, I always get put in mind of that film with John Goodman, because it's his response is pretty much all of us.
It can make a mean bread and butter pudding.
Oh.
See, I'm not going to indulge this conversation any longer because I'm starting to get hungry again. And it's going to make me want.
I did not hear Richard. I heard something else.
You heard spotted dick, yes.
Yeah, that's
to
what
this
it's called.
day, I have yet to research why it's called that, and
you know what? I'll do it for you.
Thank you. But I did watch an episode of Agatha Christie's Poirot just the other day, where Poirot's response was essentially the same thing. Spotted what?
It's ripe for material.
It is.
I'm just happy I no longer have a fever. I had a fever
Oh yeah,
for 3 days.
you weren't good for a while, were you?
Oh.
No, because after that that fever lasted for a day. And then I had another one that was about that high for 3 days.
Yikes. Dave, you've come across what we wanted to do?
Yes. Yeah, welcome to Dave's
infomercial.
Random facts corner.
The
Part
TikTok.
of the street. Part of the stream. Spotted dick gets its name from two 19th century English dialect terms. Spotted refers to the dried fruit inside, and dick is an old word for pudding or dough.
Well, there you go.
And
Don't
that's how
say
it's called spotted.
you never learnt anything from a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
Today we learnt some Old English. Okay. Is Chris going to be joining us, Connie?
He will be. I think he's probably having issues with his PC.
Fair enough. Well, in which case, I am just going to give him a little time by quickly shunting us over to the intro video, giving folks time to log in and whatnot. We'll be back in just a moment, folks. Don't go away. See? Told you it was brief. Anyway, hello folks, and welcome along to the continuing adventures of the USS Combs. I'm MJ the GM, and I will be your games master for the next couple of hours, and with me are most, but not all, of the Combs crew. So, let's quickly take us away from this, where you're just looking at my silly face, and let's get you to some actual Star Trek. Before we do that, though, I am going to do our usual thing of plugging Chris's retro gaming website, or at least his YouTube channel, pardon me, the Utter Crisp Gaming, here for your delectation. Chris insists that he will have more, just not yet. And that's fine. All good things come to those who wait. We are also missing our first officer for the moment, Mark, who usually plays the part of Commander Phlesc. He's busy enjoying himself, sunning himself in a field, and indulging in many a drink and company. Technical issues for our Chief Medical Officer hopefully will be on soon. Okay, no problem. Well, whilst we deal with this, just take that away. We will jump momentarily into our scientific endeavors. So I'm going to take us to the bridge as we have a good old look at where we were when it came to our scientific investigations and what not. Now, Lieutenant Commander Gurkow was performing an entirely safe and in no way dodgy analysis of the Denevian neural parasites in order to try and figure out a potentially technological way of projecting, well, essentially telepathy, communication over distances from mind to mind. and was working on that, whereas our Chief Engineer, Lieutenant Commander Tavish, was busy working away at the different components needed to create an actual, more up-to-date 24th century version of the displacement-activated Spore Hub drive. And that was a lot to get out in one breath. So, I don't believe Phlesc had anything. He was, well, yes. As rightly been pointed out by Liz, the ship's captain. Yes, your chief engineer and your chief science officer are both interesting people. Quirky. Like to play it dangerous, because otherwise, where's the innovation?
Exactly.
You have to push against the rules to know which rules to keep and which ones to get rid of. Which is essentially the mission statement of every teenager that ever lived. But we'll leave that tangent alone for a moment. As, yes, Phlesc didn't have anything that he was working on. Neither do, I believe, the captain at this present moment in time, since she was occupying most of her time down in the Klingon fighting pits when she's not captaining the ship. And I think that was about it, really. So, unless... because Dr. Sott never has anything particular that he has as his own project. He usually helps out with others. So unless anybody can correct me on that they've got their own projects to develop, we may as well shift straight into that. Manic Pixie Dream Girls? Don't think I'd quite describe you bunch of chaos gremlins in that manner, but it'll do for a time. Because we are possibly going to be down a player this time and next time, I'm actually going to reduce the threat down to 8. Starting this episode with. We are currently going to start episode 45, if you can believe that. Episode that comes from one of the early source books, actually, for Star Trek Adventures. These Are The Voyages. And we're going to be playing Entropy's Demise, but not before we do some science. So, who wants to go first? Connie or Dave?
I can't remember. Yeah, let Connie go first, because I can't remember where I was.
Okay. Connie, you were looking into, or rather Gurkha was looking into the form of telepathic communication similar to the neural parasites, and you were working on neural science as your current hypothesis as to solve this particular issue. You had done some success? Bit of a ways to go yet. Especially because this particular project has an awful lot of safety precautions attached to it, one would hope.
Sure.
So, essentially, off you go. Your project.
I would like to, because there'll probably be some medicine in here, so I'd like some assistance from the medical team.
Well, you've got the whole gamut that we currently have available.
If someone could please take a neuroparasite and attach it to Dr. Sott.
Just grab a brain slug and stick it on him.
Yeah, and then and make him assist me, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
Let's get Liz to be Dr. Sott then, if you please.
Yeah, sure. And I'm pretty sure Dr. Sott will attempt to tell you to no, don't stick it on me.
However, Dr. Sott will use his great medical expertise in order to try and help Gurkha's project safely.
Without having a parasite attached to him.
One would hope.
So, reason and medicine?
I'm going to go with that, yes. And the same goes for Gurkha.
I'm gonna
Can he
need the help.
focus this?
I mean, this is neural science, so let's go with probably not for Dr. Sot. Speaking of,
Chris!
here he is. At the moment, yes, no neural science related foci, so it's just going to have to be pure talent. Pure medical talent. So, there's Dr. Sot. And there's also a complication from Gurkow.
You know what? I'll let it happen.
I did good. I did good for you, Chris. I wrote a success for you.
Connie, on the other hand. Are we going to do anything about that complication, or are we going to let it stand?
We'll let it stand. You know, have some danger and excitement on the ship.
Ooh, right. Well, there is the temptation to go full-on threat level alpha here with this. Ooh, shoot. Alright then, we've got no choice. We've got no choice, folks. What else would we be doing except for... Red alert. Captain, something's gone wrong in parasite containment. Which means the episode I wanted to run is going to have to hold fire for just a minute as a catastrophe happens. Okay, shoot. Let's try and find parasite containment. Oh, yes, I did. I thought Chris was being awfully quiet. No, that's the Arboretum. Here we are. Neural parasite containment and research. Okay, let's see. The two involved in this little experiment were Dr. Sot and Commander Gurkow. And now we need to find... Ooh. No sign of... I didn't call it that. Let's go for parasite. Neural parasite. Okay.
Oh, you didn't call it pancake?
That's your pet name for it. Yes, I forgot. Let's see. Somebody who's not yet involved. We've just had Liz. Dave! What horrible thing do you think happened here? What was the complication?
Really want to ask, I really don't think you want to ask me this.
I think I do.
Why?
Because I want to
make everything worse.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, but I already have a reputation in this group.
Yes, you do.
I'm trying to make that reputation better.
The worst thing is someone trips a little and stumbles.
He's trying to live down the allegations.
What did you say, Connie? Somebody's tripped and fallen.
They tripped and fell, and that was the complication, and then they stood back up.
Oh, I'm not letting you off that easy.
Okay, all right. Let's say I see, because I can't see Dr. Sot tripping and falling. Yeah, because I feel
he's
like
a man of grace and elegance.
Yeah, he's a man of grace and elegance, and with that fantastic beard, yeah, somebody with a fantastic beard wouldn't trip and fall. Okay.
They would bounce off of the beard and get straight back up again.
Yeah. So I feel like because it's is it Commander now? Or is it Lieutenant Commander? It's Commander Gurkow, rushing about, still, trying to make sure all these experiments are, working in safe conditions. Forgets that, she's laid out a tube which is feeding into into part of the containment field for one of her experiments. She's forgotten it's all out on the floor. And in a rush to make sure that this experiment goes well, trips over this tube with enough force for it to break out, not from where the experiment, not from where all the safety stuff is, but from where the containment field is.
Ooh.
This causes, part of the it just doesn't just take out the thingy; it takes out the whole seal as well. So
Okay.
the containment field is now leaking out of this very circular hole.
So there is now a small breach in the containment field. Gurkau, you've just heard the alarm
Connie.
you didn't want to hear.
Oh,
As the neural parasite that you've got in the containment field starts to twitch and is slithering slowly towards that breach. I'm going to throw this into initiative, essentially, and Gurkau or Sot go first.
oh dear. Oh, I see grey.
You see grey?
I don't think it's loaded yet.
Yeah, I see grey.
Intriguing. There's no light. There's global illumination. There's no darkness. Did I activate it? Yes, I did. You guys are only seeing a grey screen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't right.
I'm good.
Yeah, I would
Wow.
suggest then you two guys control F5 and force refresh to grab the background elements.
Oh yeah, it's telling me to log in.
Ah, it's lost your session. Right, okay. Well, what is Commander Gurkau's first reaction when the computer essentially sounds force field strength at 80%?
dear.
How can I blame Tavish?
Thomas, you didn't make it strong enough. I
Well.
would. I would probably get in touch with, who is it? No, not Ravelon. Sonvagor!
Sonvagor, of course. Okay.
To prepare to lock on the neuroparasite. I will ask Dr. Sot to sort of prank it in the meantime. So, Sonvagor, lock onto a neuroparasite. We want to transport it into a cryo container.
One of the cryo containers. Okay. Which means we bring Sonvagor into this. Sonvagor! So for ease of reference, I'm going to put him over here on the side of the map to represent him being elsewhere on the ship, but fully involved in what is going on here. Liz... yeah, Liz can be Sonvagor for the moment. I'm going to say that this is going to be a control and engineering check in order to try and lock onto the neural parasite, but it is going to be difficulty 3 to do so.
Hello.
Hello, we have him! Hooray!
Sorry, I gave up with the PC. I'm just on my laptop now. There's something
Okay.
going on with my internet or USB drives or
No,
something.
no
I don't know,
worries.
but here I am.
Awesome. 2 successes, not enough.
No,
Unless-
poor Sonvagor.
Unless you want to, what is it called?
Succeed with cost?
Succeed with cost, yes, thank you very much. What that
Would I
cost could
not
possibly be now.
Would
Okay.
I not be rolling with like a sort of command assistance?
If you want to throw your ore in and use your action to be an aid to Zonvigor, then I will say by all means yes.
Well, this is not going to go well because I have very, very poor command. But do I want to use a value so quickly? Oh.
I mean, you have better command than Hopkins has of medicine or engineering.
Two. But it would be presence and command.
You
Doing?
can make it presence and science if you want to, because you can issue a command in regards to what you think would be the scientific solution to the situation going on here. Chris, you in? You're in. I see.
Yep.
Yeah, have a guess what happened.
I have no idea where to even start. Is this one of these flying pancake things again?
The flying pancakes, yes. The Gurkhau's been experimenting with.
See, I rolled for Dr. Sot. I got a success. I didn't roll the complication.
No, that was Connie. So here we are. Dr. Sot and Gurkhau were in the Parasite Containment and Research Center and rolled the complication. So now the thing's trying to break out of the force field, and you two are in here with it. Zonvigor is trying to transport it out, but can't get a good enough lock because the neural parasites, they almost register like a life form, but not quite enough that the transporters can get a good old lock onto it. So,
I'm going to use a star cross. I don't want this to get out of hand. I just want it to be a hiccup. So yes, I will use a star cross.
to what end? Because you've essentially had... before attempting a task that one of your foci applies to, you can choose to double the focus range. Technically, you already told me, and I hate to be a bit of a stickler here, but you did say you were aiding.
Okay.
Dr. Sot,
okay.
which means technically Gurkhau's action has already been and gone, because actually it was Zonvigor you were aiding, pardon me,
Yeah.
which means that unless you've got momentum to spend, which I note you don't, it means the neural parasite is going to squeeze and scooch itself through that open hole, leaving Dr. Sot to be the last one to take any kind of action.
Okay, I will do my assist roll then, and I better do good and
You've
make
already
myself
done
proud.
your assist roll,
Oh,
I hasten to note. It's all the way back here.
that. Never mind. It's nothing anyway. Okay, Dr. Sot.
It's nothing anyway, I'm afraid. So, Doc Sot.
What do
yeah.
I have to roll for this, like, and I told you so? That messing around with these things is a terrible idea.
Well, quite. I think you just do that from a stern stare, really. But, because it's going to be a couple of seconds before security or help arrives, so it's whatever Dr. Sot can think to do.
Sorry if I've missed this suggestion already, but, like, can we set up some kind of force field, like, sort of around... Like, throw up a temporary force field somewhere?
Nobody has suggested it yet, so that might be a good time to do so.
That then, please.
It would make sense that Dr. Sot, being a medical guy, is pretty used to setting up biological containment fields, so I will give you a control and medicine action to get to a console quickly and engage a level really, really high biological containment force field.
Just no, that already focuses. Alright,
For this kind of action, strangely, no, they didn't put this in your medical training manual. Dr. Sot, one success. I'm actually going to go with yes. That's fine. As we establish a... whoop! Containment field around there very, very quickly. Oh. So we come back around. Gurkau was one of the first to engage in an action, really. So we're coming back to whoever wants to go next, which can be Dr. Sot again, for all we care. So, yes, who wants to go now? And who wants to have miraculously appeared by this point? Would Tavish suddenly appear? Would the captain suddenly appear?
I think Tavish, because she's just as crazy as I am, and we want to keep going right.
If Tavish is appearing, yeah, it's to laugh. Nothing else.
I see.
I just need anyone. That will help me not shut this down. This will keep going.
Wouldn't you? All right. Can Dave suggest something? Not Tavish.
Absolutely.
Dave suggests something. Like, would it be better to have? I mean, we've got Zonvagord there, who is.
Zonvagord's not there. He attempted to transport from the transporter room, or from probably the op station. Pardon me.
Isn't he ops? Isn't it's not Zonvagord. It's
If we go back to the bridge,
is it Ravalon?
Ravalon is your communications officer. Zonvagord is on operations.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, back to the catastrophe unfolding before our eyes.
So yeah, wouldn't it be better to have like medical personnel to help with containment?
If that's what you think. What do everyone else? Let me form an actual running coherent sentence. What does everybody else think? Would security be better? Would an engineer be better? Would, as suggested, medical personnel be better? What do you guys think?
I think in that case I would lean towards having one of my lackeys, because we need to keep this under wraps. And then
keep it in the family.
the captain doesn't need to know much. We just need to, and my helpers have assistants.
They do,
so they can.
I do hasten to note, however, that Zonvagord is on operations console and therefore on the bridge. Therefore, it's entirely probable that the captain has heard what's going on. But we'll leave that as a to deal with later kind of problem. And
Tavish has heard this. She has she spies on everybody's communications.
Useful to know.
She doesn't know any of this. I'm sorry. Don't get me into trouble anymore.
So Gurkau would like to have one of her science folks come in. Okay. So we're talking Eversion or who else we got?
Dufresne or Turin.
Or Turin even. Yes.
Okay, let me check the stats. Let me just have a look at the characters.
I'm gonna throw a bit of a spanner in the works because I can.
Oh.
Captain to Gurkau, what did you do now? The neuroparasite is now moving around and beating furiously against the force field. So that counts as its action.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Can we, flood the contained area with some kind of gas or something to knock it out?
Ooh, interesting thought. It's mostly a flying brain cell kind of weird creature. So the thing that you would typically use for knocking something like that out wouldn't be the typical thing that you would, but let's not suggest that that wouldn't be a good idea. To suggest that, maybe we could get Dr. Sot to give us a reason and medicine roll then to see if he can figure out a gaseous compound to knock out the Demise parasite.
Wouldn't count as emergency medicine, would it?
No, because you're not performing an emergency operation. You're trying to think of a gas to knock out a spatial parasite. So yeah, this is somewhat outside of.
Boom, didn't need it. It's fine.
Oof, that was good too. Yes, you can think of a gaseous compound that would essentially an anesthetic. Anesthetic gas would do the trick. So yes, Dr. Sott can certainly recommend that specific gaseous compound be the one to fill that contained area.
Oh, okay.
In which case,
if I have,
go on,
sorry, go on, please.
No. I was essentially going to say it's passed to you now. So,
That's fine. If I have Lieutenant Turin come here, can she use her Falcon powers and value to overwhelm the neuroparasite with, well, her Falcon telepathic abilities?
Ooh, interesting. And are you doing this as like a distraction while Gurkau actions off the anesthetic gas that Sott was talking about, or are you going to do something different?
I think I will try and... I'm no engineer, but I will try and fix the containment field while she subjugates the neuroparasite.
Subjugates? Turin comes in after having responded to your call to enter, and when she hears this plan, she cocks a Vulcan eyebrow and just goes, "Aye, Commander," and warily goes up. She's going to try something. Let's think. Dave!
Hello.
Time for you to be Turin. We are essentially going to try... Ooh, now. Hang on a second. I believe I have a furry boy at the back door. Yes, I do. Come in, mate. She does have... I have seen things beyond logic, and she also has things like testing a theory. Beyond space and time and studious and all sorts of interesting stuff. But she doesn't have anything to do with trying to subjugate the minds of alien parasites. So...
I mean, may I point out her value of not your typical Vulcan?
Quite, which is why I think she would go for this. Give me one moment, please. Assistance with a cat. Apparently I can't. Can I get Turin to give me... Now, what is it with Vulcans? If they have the... This suggests that Turin doesn't have the talent of the Vulcan mind meld. But it's essentially trying the same thing. So let's have a look at how Vulcans usually attempt to mind meld. It is a control and science attempt posed by the unwilling participant. So, the Dave, I'm going to need you to take control of Turin and give me a control and science where the neural parasite does the same.
Am I using a focus?
She's straight. Does she have a focus? Astrophysics, xenoanthropology? No, not really.
Okay.
She's an anthropologist and an archaeologist. This is kind of outside her remit, and yet. All right then, Gurkau. For the moment, Lieutenant Turin reaches out with a kind of a semi, almost crudely done Vulcan mind meld, and she seems to have successfully stalled the neural parasite for the moment, but Turin is showing signs of strain at doing this, so Gurkha, you've got one chance to do something now. What you gonna do?
Restore the containment, like the original containment.
Okay, that's over here, and the parasite's over here. But you can fix the hole in the containment, absolutely. That just gives us a... Ooh, I'm gonna go reason and engineering.
Okay, and then afterwards, he can be beamed back in anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Fixing the hole is a good plan.
Let's see. Hmm. Oh.
Oh, what have you found?
Nothing quite.
I don't know. It sounded like that sounded like an I found something interesting kind of noise.
There is I found something, but does it help? I don't know.
Only one way to find out. Well, there's not, but I can suggest one way of finding out.
There is like a Starfleet Medal of Honor, but I'm not sure whether a bonus momentum will be helpful at this rate, rather than, you know, field it really well. That's it.
I think you're about right, because usually with second edition talents like that, when you earn additional momentum coming off of something, you rarely get to keep it.
Yeah.
But you can spend it to do the job extra well if you get really desperate.
I mean, I guess I'm not technically desperate yet, so call me crazy, but...
Oh, we do!
So reason and engineering, I'll just go so.
Yes, we have a mad scientist in Gurkha, and we have a mad engineer in Tavish.
God focus?
I will go with yes, fine.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've played with higher stakes in Dabble, I'm sure.
Indeed. Probabilistically, the X failed,
Wow.
and therefore what? Double 14s.
Wow.
Well,
I'm not doing well.
You are not. No, everything's everything that could go wrong is going wrong. Where's a console? So essentially, Gurkha could be over here, furiously scrabbling at that console. Sot likewise should be near a containment console himself, so maybe over here. What with trying to find a solution. Right, so, okay, that was your attempt. It didn't go all that well. Zonvagor is still on standby waiting for a fixed containment field to actually be there so he can try and beam the parasite in, so he can't do anything much at the moment. That's another round gone. Is anybody else going to turn up, considering that the red alert is still going on?
I think with the red alert still carrying on, I think Tavish is going to have to come down.
I need a computer whiz.
So, yeah, Tavish enters into the fray. Taken away, I hasten to note, from some of your research into the Aurora drive. And, yeah, You see the situation as it's unfurling. Turin is furiously sweating now, trying to hold this parasite in place. So who's going first?
Are we burning the thing?
That's a very good question.
No.
There's your answer. Science can still be done.
So why don't you teleport it back to its containment field? Or have you got an emergency containment field? Is this the only one?
Its usual containment
did you not
system.
Have
Sorry.
Did you not have safeguards on?
Apparently, she tripped and fell.
Yeah, this is the safeguard.
Hold on. Is there another containment field we can put this thing in while on the ship, while you know, where it cannot get out, while we fix this one?
To be fair, you did ask Zonvagor to try and beam it into a stasis container. He couldn't do it.
Do you want me to try?
Stayed on Zonvagor. Ooh.
Well, two engineers
Not-
working
it's
on
not-
the same
it's not
problem couldn't
shade
be a
on-
bad thing.
It's not shade on Zonvagor. It's would you like me to try? I don't mind having Zonvagor's help. He's
Go
more of a
on,
specialist. Okay, all right. Go on,
Like a
Zonvagor. We can do this.
Actually, I didn't turn this onto a new encounter. So, it's actually Tavish who's going to be starting us off. Is Zonvagor assisting?
I would like that, please.
Okay then, Liz, if you could be Zonvagor for us. Both Tavish and Zonvagor are going to try control and engineering in order to attempt to beam this thing into a stasis container.
Alright, hold on. Have I got anything?
That is a very good roll from the Zonvagor.
Okay.
Nice.
No. Nope. Nope.
I'm hearing a lot of nope, so I'm guessing you don't have anything to either help with or focus for.
No.
Alright, so it's going to be down to pure engineering talent.
What was it? Control
and engineering to initialize a transporter beam. The difficulty was 3, you've already got 1 success, you've got 2 left.
And I have not got any focuses. No. Oh.
Oh my god, this situation goes from bad to worse. And you've
All
got
I
no
had to
momentum.
roll was a 17.
Yowza. Okay, I hasten to note, if things get really desperate, you do have determinations you could use to force rerolls.
Alright, I'm gonna have to use a determination then. I'll use the determination.
I mean, let it happen for now.
No.
It's
We need
my,
to get
it's
this
my
sorted.
project. If anyone
No.
has to use...
No,
Hello.
it's alright. I'm doing it. Don't worry.
Yes, what would you rather? Pride
Re-
or casting blame?
I'll
or a
re-roll
free
the
to leave a
19.
neuroparasite. So, yeah, sorry, Dave.
I'll re-roll the 19.
You can reroll both if you want.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, with spending a determination, you can reroll both dice. There we
Oh.
go. 3 successes, you got it. Ta-ta! My god. So finally we get it. As it pops up inside of that, and we end the encounter, because Jesus.
Hey, Gurkha,
Yes, Tavis.
you owe me one.
Yes, Tavish.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to. Oh, I haven't got time for my science experiment anymore.
You've got time to do it, but I may take the number of successes you achieved down by 1 because it was interrupted by a very, very big emergency. So, it is successfully transported into a stasis unit. Dr. Sott can then initialize the anesthetic gas component to knock out the neural parasite long enough for the stasis systems to be engaged. And that means you have enough engineers present to essentially repair the problem. But it does seem it has highlighted a potential weakness in containment of these parasites, so we are possibly going to have to look at containment protocols in the future. So this was about as catastrophic as a science project complication could have gotten. The good news is that you did accrue 2 successes before all hell broke loose. So you got a little bit more poking and prodding of the parasite in order to gain a fairly good understanding of how its neural communication might be operating, but unfortunately in doing so you maybe stimulated its nervous system a little too much and woke the thing up, which corresponding with the sudden trippage on wires which provoked a hole in the containment field went about as bad as you could imagine it could have gone. But everyone's fine. No one died, no one had a parasite attached to them and stuff. However, Turin, pardon me, reports to sickbay because she has got a very firm headache from trying something she wasn't actually prepared for, with an attempt at a Vulcan mind meld that she wasn't actually trained to do. Moreover, Lieutenant Turin reports that whilst she was mind melded with the parasite, she thinks that just for a fleeting moment there, she felt a connection with something or somethings elsewhere in the galaxy. She couldn't tell you where it was, the vision was fleeting and overwhelming, but Turin definitely got the sense that whatever the neural parasite communicates with, there's either a lot more of them out there or something bigger. So, we are going to move ourselves back to the bridge as potentially a very sheepish-looking Gurkhau. I'm not saying that's how she appears, that's just my suggestion. Whether or not Connie wants to suggest how Gurkhau does make her entrance to the bridge after all of that palaver.
She's a seasoned Darble player, so she's got a good Darble face.
I do get the impression, though, that there was a very big "I told you so" log going to go into the Chief Medical Officer's personal log for today. Am I wrong, Chris?
I beg your pardon, sorry?
Dr. Sott's log on what happened today. Will it contain the words "I told you so"?
It's classified, but probably.
Classified. Well, yes, actually, that's a very good point.
It's all just black, 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 black. I told you so. Black, black, black.
Redacted. Right, gotcha. Today, Gurkhau redacted on the redacted, and redacted required the assistance of redacted. Very nearly redacted. I told you so. Noted. Chris does make a very important point, though. These creatures are known as a very dangerous parasitic organism. Making the note of it being classified is probably not incorrect. And I think we may have mentioned this before, even if ever so briefly. Getting permission, getting Gurkhau permission to be able to work on these creatures probably involved jumping through a lot of legal hoops and whatnot, which would suggest that knowledge of the fact that the Combs has got itinerant neural parasites on board for the purposes of scientific investigation is probably restricted knowledge to pretty high-level command. So, yeah. Today's little whoopsie-daisy might have further-reaching consequences.
Why? It's all redacted. Sorry, Starfleet
Only to
Intelligence.
those that don't. Only to those that don't have access.
Quite. Well, after all of that excitement, which was just a science experiment, I hasten to note, we'll do something a little tamer now and jump to Tavish's attempt at creating a dark matter coherent resonator in order to try and help plot out courses through the mycelial realm. Nothing could possibly go wrong with that. So, would Tavish like to suggest between 3 and 5, with assistance from other people, of course, as far as what fields of investigation to suggest, for creation of dark matter coherent resonators?
Sticky back plaster. Sorry.
I believe they call that Soraya wrap in the Americas.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyone in chat can feel free to correct me there, or Liz can correct me there.
I don't know. Because what did we have last time?
Alright, what we were using for last time was the cavitation compensator. The fact that the spinning subspace fields creates vibration in the hull, which you need to bleed off, otherwise, you know, the whole ship would shake itself apart.
Didn't we figure that out?
Yeah, you did, and you completed it using ship design.
Yeah.
But now you have to create a way of trying to navigate through the mycelial realm without necessarily having to plug a person, a genetically modified, I hasten to note, person, into the navigation system. I did ask you this last time, and you seemed to think that settling on the dark matter coherent resonator was a somewhat safer and more, at the very least, more legal way of going about it. So now you have to try and figure out how to make it. So, I mean, dark matter as a potential launch point for ideas as to where to go. Dark matter is still a very misunderstood aspect of astrophysics at the moment. So I think I've just suggested two potential astrophysics as one, maybe even quantum physics for another.
Okay. Astrophysics and quantum physics. So let's... Yeah, we'll have those two. We need a third, don't we?
Sure.
Or fourth and a fifth.
But the notion of it being astrophysics or quantum physics gives hopefully an idea as to what kind of advanced and theoretical or hypothetical sciences you have to get into when dealing with dark matter. So a lot of quantum widgy-woo.
Would quantum mechanics work?
Quantum physics and quantum mechanics are technically separate subjects, so yes, but they are related. Because whereas quantum physics looks at the effects of, I suppose, weird things that go on within the realm of physics, quantum mechanics suggests that there are rules to certain, let's just say, out there and advanced levels of science and mathematics. As far as I understand it, I could be wrong, of course. And the fact that physics and mechanics are so close together.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I've got something in my head.
Is it a brain slug?
No.
Or one of those things from Wrath of Khan. What did they call those again? There was an actual word for them eventually. They actually named them. I forget what they were called. Seti eels. That was it. Even though they look nothing like eels. I'm interested now what Dave's looking for. Quantum physics for beginners.
Well, no, because we would do we've said, what is it? Quantum, is it quantum theory? We said didn't
quantum physics and quantum mechanics. I have heard, although quantum theory could be part on, capture them both.
Yeah. Can we have quantum theory to capture them both then, if that's all right?
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
The other one was
astrophysics.
What was astrophysics?
Which makes sense.
And the other one would, because this is dark matter, is it not?
Sure.
It would be something to do with a dark matter theory.
Sure. So, yeah. Dark matter theory itself.
Oh, how about gravitational lensing?
Huh. Gravitational lensing, as far as I understand it, is the effect you tend to see around black holes, or singularities as they're known, because of the way everything's getting crushed in, and it makes a weird kind of wobbly visual effect due to the gravitational lensing. Whether that would have anything to do with dark matter...
Sorry, I was like, I put in, black matter theory because I was like...
Oh, and it brought up gravitational lensing.
Yeah, galaxy rotation, gravitational lensing, cosmic structure.
All right then. My knowledge...
Key evidence.
Sure. Okay. So obviously my knowledge of such stuff is pretty layman.
No.
So
gravitational lensing is what you said it was. It's massive clusters bend light from background objects, revealing unseen masses. Cosmic structure is maps of the cosmic microwave background match models, relying on heavy invisible matters and galaxy rotation. Galaxy rotation is stars at the edges of galaxies move too fast to stay bound or visible masses alone. So
well, there we go. Once again, don't ever say that role-playing games and Star Trek, especially when combined, aren't educational.
Yeah.
It gets us reading.
Yeah, so would dark, because it's figuring out a way. Actually, no, dark matter theory would help in this situation, because it's still basically you're still trying to you're trying to see the invisible, because I know the use what's it called? So, is it mycelial realm?
Mycelial realm, yeah.
Mycelial realm is literally it's another part of the galaxy which is just invisible to the rest of the galaxy. Is it not? I can't remember.
In a way, you can view it as like every subspace theory will tell you that everything has a resonation, almost like a musical note, and everything within our universe that we can interact with resonates at a certain frequency, and so other layers of subspace resonate at different quantum frequencies, and if you manage to find one of those frequencies and resonate to it, you would be conceivably able to pass from one place to the next.
Then alright. We've got 5. We've got astrophysics.
Yep.
We've got quantum theory.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, we've got 4.
We got
dark matter
theory.
dark
Yep.
matter theory, dark
And
matter
that-
theory, and subspace. Subspace theory or subspace mapping.
Subspace mechanics as well. Anything to do with subspace.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do subspace mapping and subspace mechanics.
Both
That's-
of them
that-
together,
there you
or
go,
both as
all-
separate things?
Let's have them as both of them together. That's all right.
I'll knock
that
them into
equals down to
subspace
4.
mechanics.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, as you've noted, that the thing about dark matter is that it seems to be this like invisible, almost this untouchable force that definitely has an effect on our
Yeah,
material universe. So
that's where I want to start. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is my order of how I want to do them. It's dark matter theory,
good place to
then
start.
Subspace mechanics, quantum theory, and then if all else fails, the last one's going to be astrophysics?
Astrophysics, yes. Okay. Okay. So if we're starting off with dark matter theory, who are you going to get to help you with this? Because as far as I know, not one person has anything to do with dark matter, but you do have scientists in Gurkau's science field who have got things like... oh, actually, no, I thought Dufresne would have had astrophysics. She does not. Eversion does have quantum mechanics and stellar phenomena, so he could be a potential. Who here had astrophysics? It's Turin. Yeah, she was unavailable. Actually, no. Because this is research that's done over a period of time between episodes, I'll stick by what I said before. I will knock down one of the results. I will knock down the number of results by 1 because of what happened with Gurkau's faux pas.
I am actually going to not get Turin's help with this.
Oh?
I feel like she, with the fact that she, you know, even though this science project, and it probably would have been after, she's had headaches, I don't think Tavish would be going, yeah, I don't want you anywhere, you know, get yourself better first before you come anywhere near this stuff. So, because I'm trying to get one of my people at least having a health bar, which neither of them do, I am going to bring Ensign Shiara Zarian. I can never pronounce her name.
Girani?
Zarani, yeah.
Okay. Okay then. Chris, if I could get you to be Shara Girani, please.
Certainly.
Let's see, what are we doing with her? She has got no foci to do with dark matter whatsoever, so this is gonna be... Ooh.
This is going to be a science, isn't it?
Reason and science, yeah. She's not bad at science. Not as good as she is with engineering, but reason and science would be a good start.
Cool.
And it's going to be the same for Tavish.
Sorry. Assisting, yeah.
Assisting, yes, so 1 dice.
This is not experimental technology, is it? So we're not using that.
Well... Ooh.
It's not technology, it's theory.
It's theory, that's quite correct.
I mean, I've just taught myself out of using a focus,
Yeah.
by the way.
Well done. Nicely done.
It's alright. Oh,
Okay.
you didn't even need the focus.
Okay. So, all things considered, That gets knocked down by 1 because of what happened with the parasites, which interrupted a very good brainstorming session. But yeah, okay. Accessing dark matter theory allows you to start looking into the various hypotheses and mathematics that circulate about how dark matter works and the influence it has on our universe. What this does seem to suggest is that certain exotic substances in the known universe, galaxy, do seem to have the ability to interact with dark matter in order to give ideas as to how you can interact with or quantify dark matter. And using the theoretical notes that an Ensign Sylvia Tilly was using at the time, she was accessing she was trying to get the core of an asteroid. I will have to get back to you on exactly what type of asteroid with what material as the basis for the dark matter coherent resonators. So actually doing this research into dark matter theory and how it affects our physical universe, yeah, you get some pretty good numbers coming into this, and as a result have an idea of the kind of weird and wonky materials you're going to have to get your hands on in order to essentially map the unseen currents in the universe and get a better idea as to how to map travel through a realm whose success at coming through from one end to the other depends upon ever-increasing probabilities. So being able to use some kind of resonator to show you the dark matter currents running through everything will be a long way to being able to lower the amount of difficulty that navigation system will have with plotting a correct course. So yeah, so far so interesting.
Nice.
Wow. Whew.
Sorry, I got a little bit too into that science.
No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I mean, for just a step back, as a peek behind the curtain, on other separate occasions when I've been prepping for some of these episodes, I have occasionally had to go away and read up on, like, black holes in order to get a better idea of what kind of stuff happens in and around black holes, and therefore what kind of scientific talk you would be spewing out in those regards. So I've had to edify myself, even if it's just to a layman's level, with some of this stuff, and I find it all quite fascinating. I can't get the maths behind it. I'm not good enough with numbers and mathematics to ever get the maths, but I do usually get the concept.
I feel in this science project that Tavish and Zarani are doing the theorizing while Nihil is doing the mathematics.
Sure, and that makes sense. You know, utilize your advantages where you've got them, because that's what a computer's supposed to be there for. You know.
Yeah.
To take care of the number crunching.
Yeah. Yeah, she can do that. You know. Oh, this is. Have we got the maths here? Nihil puts it up on the screen. Oh, thank you, Nihil.
Nihil puts it up on the screen. Oh yeah, of course. You plug yourself in.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how advanced is she getting now that she can now remotely? No, not yet.
No. This is why I want this science project to finish. I do have a plan for Nihil.
Oh, jeez. Captain, your work is only there's only more and more work coming for you in the future, I feel. Speaking of, wow, that was quite a ride we just went on, and that was just the science project. Jeepers.
Force field is at full strength.
Force fields are at full strength, thank God, because you never know when they're going to be needed with this lot. Although I feel Dr. Sott is kind of pigeonholed as the as the one sensible guy amidst all these people. There we are, the straight man in the whole bunch of movies.
As we've seen with the flying pancakes, let us pick up the pieces afterwards.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, that seems to be his lot in life with these people. he has to have the dad look to him. They're like, oh, really?
Hold on. The only sane people on this ship, there's only sane officers on this ship, yeah, are the Doctor and Tavish.
Please.
I'm not even going to justify that bullshit with an answer.
How many times has Dr. Sot put in papers for transfer, but they're like, no, we need you at the combs.
we need one voice of reason on that damn ship.
I feel like the rest of the crew just go, can you please have a word with can you please have a word with Captain? Can you please have a word with the first officer?
So what we're suggesting here is that there are an awful lot of junior officers who come to Dr. Sot just to plead sanity. Sir, they won't listen to us. You need to tell them. You're the only one they listen to. It must hurt to have that kind of a burden always hovering like the sword of Damocles over his head. Poor Dr. Sot.
Oh, Dr. Sot, you made a fantastic suggestion. Junior officer, why didn't you suggest this?
I think we know the linchpin of this entire crew. You take him away, the whole thing is just going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Well,
what nobody knows is that the Doctor is actually the shadow captain of this ship. Starfleet is just literally, just giving the captaincy to.
So you're saying that Hopkins is only in the captain's chair as like a token captain? The real one in charge,
yeah,
is that man there.
Yeah, that man there.
The one pulling the strings all along.
Yeah,
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
He's now putting in his personal logs to go straight back to his superiors at Section 31. Damn, they're onto me.
No, it's not.
Request more of the Neurazine gas so I can erase their memories.
Oh no! It's through Section 31. He only uses them as like a so people think he's talking to Section 31, but all of his reports go back to Sobek.
Sobek is the mastermind behind this whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, jeebus.
I'm going to put Hopkins as captain, yeah, and more than likely she's going to put Phlesc as
That's a
her
good
number
point.
one. Yeah.
Sobek would have looked at the situation in the command structure and gone, "Oh God, I need a safety net." Sot! I need you to tell me everything they get up to.
So, never allow Tavish the seat. Have I made myself clear? And don't allow Kirkow to do any crazy experiments.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
They're not crazy, they're actually very well thought out. The moral ramifications are for philosophers, and it's a future people's problem. Anyway, before we get drawn onto more of a tangent on this unique band of silliness, we actually have an episode to get through, so let's quickly jump to that before we go any further. So, the Combs A, I should say, is on a standard patrol of the area in and around not just the Shackleton Expanse, but just outside of it too. What with the tensions with the Dominion getting more and more, well, tense, the Combs does occasionally get pulled back to do patrol ranges of some of the further galactically eastward territories along the Federation borders, so that somebody can be seen to still be patrolling places like the Romulan Neutral Zone And also because your ship is such a big show of being a collaboration between Federation and Klingon technology, they will more than likely be called to patrol the areas between the Federation and Klingon border as a nice show of unity kind of jobby. It is on one of these patrols that your communications officer, Ensign Ravalon, who is really due a promotion one of these days, informs the captain. Urgent transmission from Starfleet Command, Captain. Apparently, an Admiral Talara wishes to speak with us.
Great, another admiral. To bother us. Alright, put it through.
Patching you through now, Captain. On screen comes a female Vulcan Starfleet officer. You recognize her as a member of Starfleet Operations, and although her expression remains typically Vulcan passive, you do get the sense that something grave must be occurring if an admiral is contacting you directly. So, let me just change my voice here. Captain, Starfleet Command needs you to redirect your ship to the colony on Carina 7. The colony's governor, Sarita Sebastian, is reporting a series of strange phenomena that threaten the colony's safety. She states that children born on Carina 7 are aging rapidly. The native flora and fauna are growing rapidly and just as rapidly withering, and structures that should have lasted decades are falling apart. Your ship is the closest to the colony, and it is imperative that you discover a solution to the colony's problems.
Understood, Admiral.
Anything you want to add or ask of the Admiral before you set off?
Nope, because she's got to put everything on this investigation onto the science department.
Okay.
This sounds like something the scientists need to figure out.
Fine, fair, and good. So, yeah, if somebody wants to recall any relevant information about the colony on Carina 7, you are more than welcome to give me a reason and science task with a difficulty of 1. If anything, this should hopefully help you get some momentum going.
I'm rolling.
All as well.
Okay. Aha! 1 success.
Reason and science, yeah?
Reason and science. Excuse me. Okay, these rolls are going... They're seesawing somewhat, but that's a good lot of. There's a lot of double rolls there, so I am just going to say that earns 1. Gurkow got 1 success, Tavish got 1 success, but the captain got 2, therefore earns you a point of momentum. Okay. You learn that Carina 7 is a small agricultural world that specializes in viticulture, otherwise known as winemaking. So, yes, you do have synthahol, which can reproduce the taste of alcohol to some degree, but according to these vintners, replicator-created wine is an inferior product, and so these people are there to do it the old-fashioned way, even though they do use modern technology to do it. So, accordingly, Carina 7's climate is perfect for producing an enormous variety of wines, and that's what attracted these specific colonists to do so on this planet. The wines are apparently a popular trade item with species such as the Ferengi. So, Captain, as far as the information you were able to get, obviously the question here is to what could be causing the aging and structural decay. Is it a weapon? Is it a natural occurrence? Is it something else? Needs to be investigated. As far as your records indicate, the colony was settled approximately 2 decades ago. But more importantly, the colony does lie near the Romulan Neutral Zone and represents one of the furthest outposts that the Federation has in that region. There is a note for the captain that the colony's success is integral, as some might say, to several ongoing Federation trade deals with the Ferengi, who themselves trade for the wine, and that allows the Federation to build up a store of gold Phlesc latinum that's used as currency with other groups. So, apparently the colony on Carina 7 is known as Morgan's Hope. Is there any more information you want to gather as you are in transit?
I think on my side I would want to know what any kind of spatial phenomena there are around the planet that the colony is on.
Cool.
Whether it's stable or not.
Yeah, that's fine. Can I get you to give me reason and science, please?
Any focus?
Not really, no. Statistical wouldn't come into this, so... Oh,
Why?
Yeah. Here we go again.
Oh, you know what? Just Legion of Honor.
Okay.
Legion of Honor.
She was saving it, but this is getting too much now. Legion of Honor goes in. Okay, mark off that you've used one. Alright, let's see. The information you get is that the Carina system has a G-type main sequence star with a yellowish hue that is very similar to the human's Sol system star. It has 6 small planets that orbit too close to the star to be habitable. Only the 7th planet falls within the habitable zone. Beyond the 7th planet are 3 gas giants, and finally a series of small icy planetoids. So Carina 7 is viewed as a Class M planet, as close to ideal for humans as any other planet in the entire sector. Using long-range sensors, though, let's see what we get. 1 success. You are getting strange interference signals coming from the Carina system, which are preventing you from getting detailed long-range scans of the system. Which is unusual, because there's no record of any such thing being present the last time anyone reported anything from this region. Any follow-up from that? Okay.
Say that again.
That there's an interference pattern that's preventing a more detailed long-range sensor scan.
Can we find out what the interference could be?
At this distance, you probably have to wait until you get into the system proper to have another go.
I can do that.
Okay, so we eventually come out of warp sometime later as we enter into orbit of Carina well, enter into the Carina system and start heading on impulse power to Carina 7. The planet, viewed from space, is a blue marble with large green continents and white polar ice caps. So yes, all of the humans are very much reminded of Earth from this distance. If you want to try and get a more detailed scan again, this will be Reason and Science one more time. But this will be a difficulty 3. So anyone you want to get to help you with this will be probably a good
I'll
idea.
have a do-frame.
Have a do-frame.
I mean, yeah. This is also a... the ship is assisting, right, in scanning?
The ship can be assisting in this as well, yeah, so that will be Sensors and Science. Can I have... Liz, can I get you to be Dufresne, please? Reason and Science, and she's probably going to be using Sensors as her focus. Ooh, with the... Okay, yep, 3 in total, bang on the money, well done. You notice low-level interference in the system, so not just the planet, but in the system entire. But you cannot locate a source for the interference. What you do manage to get a reading on, however, is that the interference is being caused by tachyon emissions.
That's not the Romulan one, was it?
Well, tachyons are naturally occurring or artificially generated faster than light subatomic particles. So, some regions of space are known to naturally generate excess tachyon particles, but there are ways that they can be artificially generated as well. Your own ship's cloaking device will generate tachyons as a result of utilizing its cloaking device. So, yeah. You are now in orbit around the 7th planet, probably a geostationary orbit with the colony of Morgan's Hope down below. So, what would you like to do? The tachyon emissions are not so strong that they will prevent beaming. So you can still beam down to the surface.
Probably we should scan the surface because we don't want to suddenly age when we get there.
Ooh, interesting. Sure, I can give you this one as a freebie, unless you want to try rolling for it to get momentum.
I see my rolls today.
Good point. Okay. Right. The presence of tachyon interference can suggest, and you'll have to forgive me for using this less than scientific term, time-related whoopsie-daisy. And may, to a certain extent, explain what the Admiral suggested the colonists are suffering from. Therefore, yes, there's a possibility that by beaming down, you yourselves will be exposed, but you don't think it's going to be so severe that you're going to become old and crippled within the space of seconds. It's more than likely that you, depending on how long you're down there for, you might find your physical body has aged maybe a year. Depending on the level of tachyon saturation down there.
Would EV suits help?
Ooh. Not really. As much as Phlesc would probably like to suggest that his tachyon suit will, his EV suit will protect him. Yeah, tachyons are subatomic particles, and is entirely different from an atmospheric contagion, if you will. The only way an EV suit would probably protect you is if you attached some kind of really hefty power pack force field generator to it, or some kind of phase discriminator, maybe. But that could potentially introduce its own unique side effects. So there are pros and cons. The funny thing is, sorry, go on.
And how long would we be down there for?
Well, you don't know.
And how much will we age?
You're not sure. That's the problem.
Okay.
You need to get better scans in order to identify the cause and the point of the problem.
Which means we have to go down there.
Which means investigation, which means, yes, going down.
We hail them first.
Absolutely.
We see what's what.
In which case, hailing frequencies. Ensign Ravalon does send a signal down and gets a reply back. The colony's governor, a Cyrita Sebastian, answers, saying that she was hoping that Starfleet would answer, and is very, very happy that you've answered so quickly. So what were you going to ask her?
How old are you really? And no, I would say just like everything she does recall about the phenomenon, like how, whether it happened all at once or just
Okay, give me a moment.
came about.
Let's get the colonies. Let's get Sarita here, so you've got someone to look at. So Sarita Sebastian comes up on the display. What do they call it? The viewer, the view screen. And yes, let me see. How long has this been going on for? Alright, Cyrita. She is a middle-aged woman of what Earthers would consider Indian descent, but she does have a very British English accent to her. And so, yes. I'm not exactly sure what I can offer you that you wouldn't get from a visit down below, but if you're being cautious, then I suppose I don't blame you. We couldn't tell you exactly for how long this has been going on. I myself am 35 years of age and have been noted to be physically in my 40s now. But the situation here is starting to get worse, and there are a couple of very definite example cases that I would like someone of yourselves to come down and have a look at, because we don't have the resources down here to deal with whatever this is. we have a family whose child is, well, older than he should be. We have structures that have collapsed well before they should have, and we have our livelihoods being essentially destroyed before our eyes. We need help down here.
How big is the colony, and is it worth evacuating people while this phenomenon is still going on?
There are... let me see. There are only about 300 colonists in total on the entire colony here. Most of our wineries, our farms, are spread across as much as the landscape as possible. So the population isn't as dense as it otherwise would be. And if there was another question in there, I've forgotten it, sorry, so you're going to have to re-ask it.
Captain, I would suggest that we should evacuate the colonists for now, and at least see if we can reverse this effect.
Okay. Not sure about how much size you've got for 300 extra colonists, but when you suggest that, Serratus Sebastian does come back and say, with all due respect, sirs, madams, and others who identify as neither, I would say that these people established this colony themselves and are very proud of what they've created, and would rather not leave. Not if they can help it.
Is there any chance he can beam? If we beam some people down, is it okay if we can beam at least some of your patients, a couple of your, like 2 or 3 of your patients, up to our medical bay where we can do some tests on blood and stuff?
I would suggest if you're going to do that, then perhaps the Mackley family would be the best test case in that matter. They are the family I was just referring to with the child who is physically older than he should be. They would probably be the best test case in this regard. I will have a word with them and see if they are amenable to the idea of beaming up. Just as long as we're sure you're not asking them to move, you're just asking them to undergo a medical evaluation on your ship and then come back.
Yes, maybe.
Maybe?
They'll be back.
They'll be back. It's just, you know, well, I mean, we could come down. It's just with like medical stuff, but I feel like if we came down with medical stuff, we wouldn't, we wouldn't get the whole, a whole picture unless you have a medical bay down there.
We do have medical facilities, but they're nowhere near as advanced as the starships. And I would hasten to note that you won't really be able to investigate the cause, not necessarily, without investigating the actual effect that it's having. You can scan from orbit, of course, but we're down here living in it.
I have a suggestion. This sounds like a job for the EMD.
Ah.
Oh.
Hold on. I think that's a really good point, but also if things are starting to age, does that mean that the mechanical stuff down there is also aging rapidly?
Well, there are ways of finding out, aye. It's a question.
I think
Okay.
to preserve.
Find that out.
Go on, Connie, finish
So
what you're
just
going
to
to say.
preserve our, just preservation, we should beam up the family. I can't remember which one it's called, and sort of be able to study them with our much more powerful and too advanced machines that won't be affected by the tachyon emissions.
Sure. Let's have a look at what we got going on here. So, okay, so that's one potential solution and avenue of investigation. At the very least, you want these guys to be beamed up. That's fine. Are you going to do anything in the meantime, or are you just going to wait and see what happens as a result of the Mackley family coming to be examined? No idea? Okay. In that case, we will jump to the medical bay. So, needless to say, Dr. Sott and Nurse Uro are more than likely waiting in the medical bay for the Mackley family to arrive. Let's see. So, there's a tall, broad-shouldered human greets you and introduces himself. I'm Wes, and this is my wife Aurelia, and our son Ephron. We weren't sure how long it would take for Starfleet to send a ship. Wes's relief is obvious, and his wife is holding their child in her arms. The child appears to be about 6 years old, but is babbling like an infant. So, what would you like to do?
Dr. Sott needs to, yeah, exactly. Scan everything.
Scan everything. Okay. We will start with the obvious. Let me see. Both the adult couple grew up apparently on Carina 7, and that's where they met. They explained that their son Ephron was born about 6 months ago. But for some unexplainable reason, their child started to grow rapidly, and now Ephron has the body of a 6-year-old, but seems to retain the mental state of a 6-month-old. Apparently the Mackleys had taken Ephron to the colony's hospital, and at first the colony doctors thought he had a disease or a disorder called progeria, a genetic disorder that does cause rapid aging. However, according to Dr. Sott's notes and Nurse Uro's, having had the scan done on Ephron, Ephron lacks any of the genetic markers of progeria.
Right, so if it's rapid... Hold on. So if it's rapid aging... Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's just the physical body and not the mind, which is... So why isn't the mind being affected?
Well, Just he aged, but he couldn't develop properly, right? So didn't get all that 6 years of experience, so it's still baby brain.
Indeed, Dr. Sott's mental scans show that Ephron is exactly where he should be developmentally for a 6-month-old, pardon me, but his body is that of a 6-year-old. I mean, Dr. Sott can give a reason and medical task if he so wishes, in regards to scanning the kit. If he wants help, he can, of course. It's up to you, but, you know, we believe in Dr. Sott.
Yeah, reason medicine.
There's a bit of difficulty too, though.
Okay. Can I use...
Ooh, now.
Wouldn't count as psychiatry, would it? Because, you know, it's the mind that... No. Alright.
I will allow you to use emergency medicine, though.
Sorry. Can I re-roll?
That's cool, because we'll just see that that's actually 2 successes, because 5 would have given you
nice.
Under that, so you were exactly on your medical roll there, so that would give you 2 successes. I wanted exactly 2. Yes, Ephron is developmentally 6 months old. He's no underlying genetic disorders that would explain any of his advanced aging. Progeria can be found in the 24th century. It's just that medical technology is advanced enough that the genes can be corrected in utero, as it were, so that the child does not get born with the rapid aging genetic disorder of progeria. But Ephron has none of the genetic markers to suggest he has it. What you find, though, is that if this condition persists at this current rate, for every month that passes, Ephron's body will age a year, which means that he will die of old age in less than 100 months.
So parents have also...
You are breaking up there, I'm sorry. What was that? If anyone's...
Hello?
Hello, I can just about hear you.
Okay, just wanted to ask that his parents are also prematurely aging. It's not just the 6-year-old.
Yeah, it just seems more pronounced in a child because children go through, you know, growth spurts and there's an actual term for it, which naturally my brain has now forgotten, so yeah. It's more obvious in young children because they develop at certain points, at certain stages, early stages.
Can we check if his like bone density and kind of muscles are developing without any like major complications?
Oh yeah,
You
he
know,
is
like
physically fit and healthy. His body is a fit and healthy 6-year-old's body. Nothing wrong with it. It's just that developmentally,
he's a 6-month-old.
yes.
Sorry, I was just trying to see with like the rapid aging, if it would have, you know, caused more health issues.
You mean besides the fact that he's aging very, very quickly?
Yeah.
That seems to be the thrust and crux of it. Unfortunately, there's no obvious cause for it at present, just in scanning these people. You can see evidence of it, but not the actual cause. So what would you like to do now? I'm going to jump back to the bridge.
Did we establish whether, like, we want to make sure it's not, like, we're not at risk from having them on the ship, are we? It is purely something that's going on the planet environmentally.
You think so? The weird thing about life on board a starship is, you know, the whole weird and wibbly thing of, technically, when you travel through space, you should be aging at a slower rate than everybody else that you meet, because, you know, the amount of time it takes for you to get to a planet, the planet itself that you're getting to will have rotated, you know, gone through so many rotations, and therefore so much time will have passed for them. But in contrast, you've used faster than light travel to get to there, so you are technically not as old as you should be when you get there, kind of thing. So it's this weird, again, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey science thing of what they call their relativistic, the actual tech term for it, or tech term for it, has just slipped my mind. But there's some kind of relativistic field that means that the amount of time that passes for you is balanced out according to where you're going, kind of thing. So it's not this weird jobby. So strangely enough, you don't think you will be as affected by this by staying on your ship. But at the same time, if this tachyon disturbance is system-wide, it's inherent to this entire star system, then there's only so much time before something starts showing on the crew and the ship, you would think. Unless you can find the cause. So, what do you think your next step will be?
Can we? Was there a case in any of the series where the crew injected themselves with, like, counter-temporal molecules so that they were sort of frozen in time?
I don't recall any such episode, but then there are better aficionados to Star Trek lore than myself. That kind of thing, though, I think becomes a bit of a not exactly dangerous, but not exactly safe either, kind of thing to monkey with. You're essentially trying to pause time for somebody whilst time is moving on in a different manner to everybody else, so it can cause its own wrinkles. The technology behind harnessing and utilizing tachyons, even in the 24th century, is still a bit of a fringe science.
Yeah. So we are sure that it is tachyons solely in and of themselves.
It appears to be at the moment that there is interference being caused by tachyons, and tachyons usually are a byproduct of stuff related to time-related. Again, I'm going to use the word widgy-woo, because that's the best I could come up with. They're sometimes either a precursor to or byproduct of, because they are faster than light subatomic particles. So the time-related shenanigans that are going on could either be due to it's like a chicken and egg thing, you know. The tachyons could be here due to a time-related incident, or the time-related incidents could be here due to the presence of the tachyons. It's tough to really separate the two with just the information you've got currently.
Okay.
I hope I'm managing to make some form of sense with all of this, because I notice I'm using the word widgy-woo a lot to just hand-wave away things. So, hopefully my points are coming across. Wibbly-wobbly,
Yeah.
timey-wimey.
Okay. wondering, are we, the crew, prepared to go down? Am I?
Well,
I guess so.
I'm still sort of in favour of the EMD first and foremost, because even if mechanics are aging, they've still got a lot more of a shelf life than we do.
sure. And of course, the emergency, the EMD is a projected hologram, so there's only so much physical components to the EMD, so less to go wrong, I suppose. Makes sense. If you want to send just the emergency medical drone, of course. It's entirely up to you to decide.
Was
We
that
can
the
also
idea?
always set our board down.
Tavish? What was your comment going to be, Connie?
Just whether it was Chris's intention to have a solo mission for
Not
EMD.
necessarily. It just seems like the most pragmatic choice.
And it does seem to be a sensibly pragmatic choice.
Can we send Phlesc down for giggles?
Just because Mark's not here to object?
And his EM suit won't do anything now.
Yeah, I do wonder if we sent Phlesc out in an EV suit, would it affect him?
It might be a kind of like placebo effect for a little bit, certainly. He might feel safer going down in his EV suit, but we have established that EV suits, unless it gets heavily modified with some kind of, like I noted before, that the whole relativistic field thing that starships have on them, unless you can find some way of strapping that to an EVA suit, the suit itself is gonna probably have very little in the way of effect of keeping him protected from whatever's going on. So yeah, you could absolutely send Phlesc down with the EMD whilst you're, because maybe talking to some of the colonists might be needed, and Phlesc is usually pretty good at that kind of thing. So
I'm just wondering whether the EMD should just be sent ahead as a scout, and we ourselves should be researching whether, well, surely the effect, hopefully, whether the effects can be reversed.
I mean, it's entirely probable that you could patch communications into the EMD's projection matrix so that you can pretty much see everything as the EMD is seeing it.
Yeah, I think
So
that's...
you can still all interact with the environment, you just be speaking through or to the EMD to do stuff, but it will be all down to the EMD's ability to talk to or scan stuff. So, just to give us an idea, what are his specialties? Well, his reason's pretty dang good. His medicine is 4, but his science is down to 3, which is, still reasonably good. It's whether or not you think that's enough to send. If you think this is a purely medical thing, then yes, it makes sense to send the EMD because his medicine is still comparably good.
And then send Tavish.
The human, the species with the lowest lifespan as of all. Probably, right?
Actually,
out of the rest of the crew.
Of this crew, yes. Although probably Zippy and Tiny would probably have a shorter lifespan comparably.
Mm.
Are you still sending
Okay.
Phlesc down because of the lols?
No, I think Gurkha will go down.
Yes, we are.
Okay, then.
If Tavish is going down, so is Phlesc. I don't care what. I know I'm not here next week.
Yes, apparently we don't have Dave next week, so we'll be gaining Mark again, but we'll be losing
Oh.
Dave. So
Gurkha will be going down as the bodyguard.
I am trying to follow, but I have my own little teddy warg in my lap.
So the captain's trying to get up and go with them, is what you're saying?
No, like I actually have my puppy in my lap. She wanted to be a lap dog.
So we've got one for almost everybody. But does the captain want to go down with, or does Jolla Aroxa want to have another away mission?
I'm trying to think, but dog tried to give kisses.
Yes, that can be very distracting.
Let's see. Let's see. What do we have here?
Or is there, as Dave noted before, a supporting character that you want to use more so that they can advance better?
Oh, you know what? That is true. You know what? Because we have the EMD, I'm going to take Jirani.
Okay. All right.
Because she has holographics, so she can repair the EMD.
Thinking. All right, cool. So sending you.
Plus, this is my way to visit Tavish.
Good. Nice. Okay. Groovy. So with your away team set and ready, the EMD, needless to say, is very keen to have another away mission. He's very excited. But, yes, this is very important. He is acting as Dr. Sott's proxy in this regard, so... And so, away we go. And arriving down on the colony. So, it is a very pleasant landscape that you have beamed down to. You arrive in a small grove of cork trees with a stone path leading towards a large home. And the woman waiting for you is the planetary governor. Well, thank you very much for coming down, she says. You've already seen to the Mackley family, so perhaps I can show you some of the rest of what's going on, if you'll follow me. So, you have the option of... well, is there... do you actually want to ask any more questions of Governor Sebastian? Okay. She will say that she wants you to visit at least one of the vineyards to see the effects the phenomena are having on the grapes, and there's a site of a recent building collapse that she wants to show you. So which one would you like to see first?
Let's see. I think the grapes first.
What do the rest of you think? Grapes first. Alright. So, Cyrita leads you on and brings you to a small vineyard. Long rows of grapevines stretch out in front of you, running parallel to each other until they disappear beyond the horizon. The leaves on the vines are withered, as if it were already autumn, and the vines are heavy with shriveled grapes, as if the colonists had forgotten to pick the grapes on these vines. Tending the grapes is a slim female humanoid with blonde hair. She shakes her head and mumbles something under her breath. And when she sees you approaching, she stands, wipes her hands down, and introduces herself. I'm Saira, this is my vineyard.
Nice vineyard.
Thank you. It's been in my family since the earliest settlers of Carina 7. What would you like to do first?
Ask her what her experience is with the aged vineyards.
Well, she just gestures to her crop. It's undergoing rapid growth and then rotting, and doing it several times over. The grapes will appear to be mature on one day, and then after a single night, the grapes are then shriveled and useless. And I believe almost everybody else is having a very similar experience.
So the grapes aren't fully dying out. They're just...
Well, they're aging and then withering away before we have the chance to pick them.
And then a new crop comes in regardless.
And then the new crop comes in regardless and ages just as quickly. Which means that we don't have the opportunity to harvest them, which means we can't turn it into any wine.
And these are distinct harvests that you can tell?
Oh yes, I mean, if you want to come with me. And she indicates in towards her house. Which has a kind of a sophisticated... You would call it like a wine cellar, but it's not a cellar as in underground. It's the same level. So she's got racks and racks of her own family's wine, and she actually offers you some by pulling one of the bottles off of the racks, or pulling separate ones off the racks and putting like samples down for you to try. My family and I have been developing our own distinct taste aside from the ones of some of the other colonists here, so feel free to try them yourself and tell me what you think. Is anyone partaking? Gurkha's right in there.
If only the captain were here.
But see, this is far too cultured for the captain. This is wine. And you'll notice I pronounced it a little differently there. Anyone who watched the stream just saw me do a la-ti-da kind of hand shape, so...
Just because she likes blood wine doesn't mean she doesn't drink normal wine.
She just tends to. Drink more blood wine.
Tavish doesn't drink alcohol.
Yeah, there you go. So... Gurkha, wanting to taste some of this, as soon as you try some, it's sour.
Oh.
And as soon as Saira sees you do that, she's like, I'm sorry, is that everything alright?
This wine is soured.
What? And she takes the glass and smells it and tries it herself, and it's like, oh no! Even the ones that we've stored have turned.
Hey, can I get a more in-depth reading of... Is it tachyon? Is it tachyon?
The tachyon particles are what's in the area, certainly. That seems to be causing interference and such.
Can I get a more in... can I try and kind of get a sample from the air? See how dense the tachyon particles are.
Sure. Do you want to do it as a roll to get more momentum, or...?
Yes, please.
Okay. Reason and science.
Awesome.
Probably subspace particles or particle physics, but 2 successes is pretty good, so boink boink. Yes, tachyon saturation levels are above normal, almost certainly. It's not... It's not Chernobyl levels of oh dear God, like radiation type of idea. It is higher than average. and is therefore creating incremental problems, but it seems to be pervasive, as in all around.
Is it the whole planet?
Seems to be. Might be the entire star system. Anything else you want to try or do? Or investigate?
Is there any way to ask... Oh, no, because we would have to... If there is a... I hate to kind of use your kind of Chernobyl thing, but is there like a ground zero on this planet kind of thing?
You
do
where detect an area at present that has more particles per million saturation than any other. Certainly at the moment, where you are in general has similar saturation levels to the nearby area that your tricorder's long-range scans are managing to get. So at the moment, it seems that this large area, if it's consistent across the planet, seems to suggest that there is a set level of tachyon saturation that's going out. But that was a good thought.
Can I scan for? Can I do a long-range scan for structures which seem out of place?
Reason and engineering difficulty 4.
You need an assist?
I definitely need an assist on that.
Well,
I probably need 2 people assisting. So
you do have Zirani here as well.
Yeah. That's what I say. Let's get Zirani in as well.
Okay.
So is this, what was it? Reason and engineering, did you say?
Anybody that's got any kind of focuses to do with materials or... And without giving things away, I am going to allow Zirani to have a focus. I'm just not telling you which one.
Okay, I will roll. I don't have a focus, so...
Okay, that's for Zirani. She gets nothing. Okay.
Can we have Phlesc assist instead of Gurkhal, and would that
yes.
apply a focus?
Does Phlesc have a focus? Ooh.
I don't know why that came through from Gurkha, but I'm back.
Right, cool. He does have manufacturing and metallurgy, so yes, actually making it Phlesc rather than Gurkhal is probably a good idea. So
let's have Phlesc as the main then.
Okay.
Tavish, I will roll 1 for Tavish, but don't we need to take 1 momentum? Okay.
So Tavish, yeah, you can, unless you've got any kind of materials related.
I am using... Where is it? I'm using... Oh no, hold on.
Holding on.
No. It says command. It doesn't... I don't get to change that one. Okay.
So Connie, you can be Phlesc when it comes to rolling his 2 dice. But for now, Dave is going to be rolling 1 for Tavish, which is a success. All right, nice. Which leaves 3. Ooh, you only got 2.
Wow.
Okay. At present, there are no structures that display as unusual, but what the scan does show is that there are a couple of structures nearby that apparently have collapsed for whatever reason and are showing unusual signs of materials wear. And that seems to be in the general direction that Cyrita Sebastian was going to take you anyway.
Okay.
So Cyrita leads you to one of the collapsed structures, which is a warehouse that, according to her, was built within the last year. Let me see if I've actually got a map for this, because I think I do. Yes, I do. So let me just move you all over. Without Miss Sebastian, because she's already there. Badoo! But let me not make you all scattered around so much. Let me take this guy away. Alright, here we go. So you all move off and are shown to another set of buildings, but the outer shell of the warehouse has a faux wood veneer, but underneath it is a prefabricated metal structure. A simple examination of the warehouse reveals that several of the support columns broke apart and the entire structure collapsed shortly afterwards. For all of the engineers in your group, this is problematic. Federation constructs its buildings like this warehouse out of tritanium alloys, the same material you use for starship hulls. If something's happening to the metal in these buildings, it could be disastrous for the Federation's fleet. If this phenomena, whatever it is, stretches beyond the borders of the system. So, again, what would you like to do whilst you are here?
Done everything. I want to see, Dirk, would like to see in particular whether there's any concentrated areas that have been more affected than others of the warehouse.
Reason and engineering.
Oh.
For a
Can I get an
scan
assist?
of everything. Because you are scanning materials, essentially. And just because I haven't done it this episode yet.
Please have someone assist me.
Yes, anybody who would like to assist can assist Gurkau in scanning the warehouse.
You want
Do we want Shirani? Do we want
Tavish?
Do
Or
we want
Shirani? Or both?
Let Shirani.
This is a difficulty 1, so yeah. You can let Shirani in on this. So Liz, that sounds like it's up to you.
Still a focus?
No, this is more to do with actually maintenance as a focus will do here. I'll leave that in. Yeah.
Sweet. Right.
Okay, 2
right.
rolls. So
All
that
that
was
money.
nice. So you gain 1 momentum from that. So yeah, the metal collapsed due to fatigue caused by aging. This sort of metal fatigue would be expected in a structure that had been standing for over 100 years, not a building that was erected within the last year. The warehouse apparently stored empty wine barrels, and a study of these barrels, you find significant rust on the steel bands, and some of the barrels have wood that's rotten through, and so fragile from age that it falls apart when touched. The governor claims that the colonists built those barrels just a few years previous, and that wine barrels can last for decades. It's around about this time that a small commotion, well, not a commotion, a voice draws your attention as a human male is now making his way towards your group, and is waving his hand and shouting, trying to gain your attention, mainly that of the governors. Governor Sebastian! He stops a moment when he notices the rest of you there, but then seems to redouble his efforts. Aha! At last, Governor, you've brought some actual help to alleviate the Romulan problem, yes? As soon as Cyrita hears him say the Romulan problem, you see she kind of winces and then adopts this very patient air around him in response to him. Mr. Knoll, as much as myself and the colonists respect your point of view, I really do think that you need to stop about this with this Romulan thing. There are no Romulans on this planet. We have checked. Would anyone like to butt in on this, or are you just going to let this little scene play out?
So, we'll let the scene play out, see what the man lets out, I think.
I kind of really want to step in, but I feel like if I do, I'm going to cause more problems.
Tavish? Cause more problems? Never.
Well, I'm trying to sort out my reputation, thank you very much.
Time, dates, eyewitness statements, blood samples. Were they a changeling?
Could be,
okay.
Actually.
Maybe it was a changeling spreading vile rumours about Tavish.
Probably.
I wouldn't put anything past those changelings.
Alright. Guys, I'm going to be back up to the ship and off to DS9.
Okay. The farmer is waving his hands around and going, I'm telling you, everything that happened here is the Romulans' fault. At which point, Cyrita then just kind of calmly puts herself off to one side and addresses yourselves. Mr. Zane Cole has been claiming for some weeks now to have seen a Romulan skulking about his vineyard, cutting down several of his vines and digging in the soil on multiple occasions. He claims, I think he's more than likely seeing things due to the stress of the recent events. Not to mention that Mr. Knoll is quite stubborn, and myself and the rest of the colonists agree that while he is earnest and not known for his embellishments, he is, however, very proud of his wine, and some of the other citizens in Morgan's Hope may be slightly jealous about the quality of Mr. Knoll's wines. Mr. Knoll, Mr. Zane Knoll, on the other hand, still seeming to be very animated. Okay, other people being jealous of the quality of my wines and my grapes is one thing. I put in the effort, I found the best location to put my farm on. That's all great, but it still doesn't explain why I saw a Romulan traipsing through my vineyard, taking leaf and branch samples and digging in the soil.
Okay.
Hell, I can even show you.
How about you show me?
Okay. At least someone here is willing to listen to me.
How about... Yeah, rest of you just keep on investigating.
Cyrita Sebastian, the governor, she kind of puts her hand on Tavish's arm as she goes past and goes, Are you really sure this is a wise course of action? I mean, it's probably nothing. He's probably just seeing things.
How about Tavish brings her over here?
Yes, of course. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, even if it is, and the most improbable thing ever, it's, I'd rather, the captain is methodical on when we do investigations, that no matter how small the chances, of it being,
you still need to check just to make sure.
Just to make sure.
I get it.
Yeah. And one of us going off is better than all of us going off.
Well, yes, I suppose. Sure, but...
and with me taking him and him showing me whatever he's shown me, at least we get him out of our hair and your hair for a little while.
Oh, I see. And she kind of taps her nose. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, if I can disprove his theory, hopefully
It'll make him calm down a bit. Okay, yeah, I can see the benefits of that. Sure. I will do my best to lead the others around some other potential points of interest then, whilst you entertain Mr. Knoll and his...
I have a child.
Theory.
I'm very used to this.
Indeed.
Though
very good.
my child's a lot more intelligent, than the average bear.
I will try not to take that too personally.
No, not you. Him.
Yes, of course. But you can understand why. You know what? I'm not going to split hairs over this. I'm just going to go with your plan and show your colleagues around whilst you see that Zane gets to his farm and takes you through whatever conspiracy theory he's come up with this time.
Okay. Right.
Thank you.
Right. It's all right. No problem. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. So, are you the others fine with Tavish being led away by this other guy?
You know what?
With silence being assent? Yes, Connie?
We can trust. Can we trust Tavish?
Well, that is the question.
Yeah. What do you mean he trust Tavish?
Well, I guess she's a big girl.
I think it's too early to tell.
Well, yes, exactly.
Girardi is more than happy for Tavish to not be near her.
I'm sure. Okay, so do the other major science team want to do any more investigation on anything specific before we find out where Tavish goes and what happens to her? Anything specific they want to look at?
Once Tavish is away, Girardi's going to see if her tricorder can pick up any, faint traces of the Romulans, just in case.
You can certainly try. It is going to be another difficulty 4 check. But Girardi will get a focus on this. Up to you.
She'll ask the medical hologram if he could help.
Okay.
Just to, help rule it out.
I'm going to say then that the emergency medical drone, Chris, if you could give us a reason and science check with no focus.
So, Legion of Honor.
Does the medical hologram have a Legion of Honor? Yes, he does. Very sensible hologram.
So, I guess the reason of science for Girardi?
I guess.
Oh, that was almost a 2.
Yes, it was. Okay. So we ignore the complication, but we keep only the 1 success. Alrighty. Yes, once again, the most that you managed to get a hold of in so far as tricorder scans is buildings, some of which have apparently collapsed, even though they shouldn't have, because they are made from titanium. So, yes, no buildings that shouldn't be there, as far as you can tell. But some of those buildings that should be there, are aged a little further along than they should conceivably be. Anything else before we switch to Tavish? Okay.
Nope, that's all I could think of.
Alright then, so let's take a quick jump to Mr. Zane Cole's vineyard with just Tavish. So, let me see. So his vineyard is nestled on a hilly and rocky region not far from the main colony centre of Morgan's Hope. This region, according to Zane, is especially well suited for growing white grapes because the rocky soil is ideal for that particular type of grape. Doodly-doodly-doodly-doodly-doo. So he claims that there was a Romulan cutting off grapes and digging in the soil. So I would like Tavish to give me an insight and command check with a difficulty of 0.
Insight and command check.
Difficulty of 0, anything to do with interpersonal communication. So we're going to say no for a focus.
No for a focus.
2 successes. My, you only needed 0, so you get 2 more momentum because of that. And you do get the impression that he does believe what he is saying is true. Zane then goes on to describe the Romulan very carefully. Makes specific mention of the Romulan's silver uniform with the V-shaped forehead. Certainly sounds like a Romulan.
Hold on. Silver uniform, V...
So the uniform is usually kind of silver jobby with very big arm pads, shoulder pads.
Oh yeah.
To make it look as if they were wings.
I'm thinking Cardassian. I'm getting...
Yes. Not them, no.
Okay.
Pale, pointy ears, V-shaped ridges in the forehead.
Okay. And where did you see them?
Ah, well, and he directs you to. He directs you specifically to a row in the grapevines, and you can see that several grapevines have been cut. Even one of them has been uprooted completely, and the ground nearby has a small hole in it. The hole is actually quite strange. It's very specific. It's about 1 meter deep and 0.25 meters in diameter.
Can I take a reading? Get my tricorder out.
Absolutely. Reason and engineering, difficulty 2.
Reason and engineering, difficulty 2, and is it okay if I take a momentum for an extra dice?
Please do.
Alright, 1 momentum gone.
No focuses, yes.
No focuses, I'm afraid. 3 successes. Nicely done.
And that momentum is back.
So I said it was difficulty 2, you get 1 point momentum back. The hole could be from a device designed to take soil samples.
Okay. Have you seen any more of these holes at all?
No,
in your vineyard,
says Zane, but I have seen some tracks, and he indicates some parts of the soil. So I would like Tavish to make a reason and security check with a difficulty of 1 to see what she can notice.
Oh. Okay.
This would have been where somebody like Garrow would have been handy, but... Two successes. 2 successes, which you only needed 1, so you gain 1 extra momentum. So, boosh, full momentum pool. Nicely done.
Yay.
Tavish notices strange scuff marks nearby. Zane himself said that he attempted to follow the trail, but he lost the tracks at the bottom of the nearby hills.
Alright, I'm first of all, I'm going to communicate to
the others?
The others, the other away team. Just let them know that I've found a hole, give its dimensions, and just go. I honestly feel like it could have been a soil sample, and the fact, clippings from vines, and vines being taken out of the ground. That I've also found tracks, and I'm just about to follow them. I will give them an update once I found something more.
Do the rest of you want to chance Tavish going off alone following tracks?
No. I think someone should go meet up with them. Sorry.
I think Gurkha needs to go with Tavish.
It won't just be me. It's gonna be lefty and righty.
What do you think I said, Gurkha? Gurkha goes. Everything goes.
Hold on. We're sending the 2 most notorious,
yes.
infamous,
yes.
crew members.
Every word that means bad things are known for it. Yes.
I feel sorry for these Romulans if it is actually Romulans. You will tell us all your information.
See, I didn't know who else to send if it is Romulans. The crazy and the dangerous idiots of the crew.
Okay, let's go, Gurkha.
Okay, so Gurkha can either you can either wait for her to get there, or Gurkha can beam over. Either way.
I was going to say, Tavish is going to wait. Tavish is going to wait for Gurkha to come over. It's not like super pressing. But Tavish will say, let's not step on the tracks. Let's go, walk beside the tracks so we can.
Okay.
So we're not taking away any kind of evidence. Also, probably get a sample to see if there are any foreign bits in the scuff marks and stuff. Because it looks like, for a guess, does it look like someone's tried to erase footprints?
I suppose so. Yes, that would make the most logical sense.
So if they've done that, whatever's underneath their shoe, boot, whatever, I feel like something foreign.
You don't
foreign
detect
material.
any any obvious trace of foreign materials that shouldn't be there, which can suggest one of two things. But nevertheless, if you follow the scuffs in the ground, you discover a path with several small trampled bushes and small scrub trees that have broken limbs, and this path seems to lead further into the hills. Eventually, the path leads you to an open cave mouth in the top of the hill.
Can we scan for any beings inside?
You can try, which will be a control and
Before,
medicine check.
before we do that, can we send a communication to the away team and the ship?
Sure.
Letting them know our current location and where we are, what we found, and if they don't receive a communique in, say, the next half an hour,
send in the troops?
Yeah.
Does this also mean that you want the other 3 members of your away team to catch up with you now, before you go anywhere near that cave system?
I think it'd be a good idea because we're splitting the party, and I feel like you don't want to split the party at this point. So yes.
Well, it's entirely up to you, but you know, if something happens, then yes, the consequences of not having the full away team versus the
I
consequences.
really want to now bring in. Oh.
Well.
Jolla,
just said that Tavish
there's
communicated to the ship, so if the captain wants to make the executive decision that now more people need to be sent down...
Yeah. Zorani can go back up and Captain can come back down.
Oh, I wasn't bringing the captain. I was bringing my technically 3rd character I've created. Because I am addicted to creating
Jolla
characters.
Aroxa?
Yes. Because if there's a fight, why not have a good hand-to-hand person?
Okay, so you would like to send Jirani back and put Aroxa in her place. Alright, switch one for the other. So you now have security with you. So that's pretty good. You've got
a beautiful image.
Command, it is a very good image. Command, medical, security, science, and engineering. Not bad. By this point, Mr. Zane Knoll has not followed you. He's gone to stay with his farm, which leaves the 5 of you to investigate this cave. What action that was, I don't know. Answers on a chat screen. So, you going into this cave, I take it?
Yes. Oh, no, Gurkhan wanted to scan.
Oh, yeah.
Gurkhan wants to scan. Okay, cool. Then do give me reason and science. Difficulty 2.
Do you want some assistance?
Can I take a point of momentum to roll 3 dice instead?
Do you still want the assistance?
You can get the assistance
I've
for
got
free.
to give myself.
But you've got something.
Oh, I'll say no.
Then
Was
do
that yes or no?
what you gotta do.
I'll go alone. I can do it
Okay.
alone. But I will take a point of momentum to roll 3.
Go for it.
So. Did it do anything?
I haven't seen anything yet.
I'll make it again.
I did just momentarily lose Sirenscape there. Let me just check that it isn't me. Anybody else see Connie's roll come through yet?
Mm.
No.
No, it didn't show up.
Must have lost it in
Nope,
transit.
I just see added momentum and removed momentum.
Yeah, me too. There we are, saw that one.
Oh, there he goes.
That was strange. Anyway, 3 successes. My goodness. Right, yeah, that momentum goes straight back in. Yes, there is a power reading that should not be in this cave system. There is an energy source, which, as you get closer, you notice you get to... you follow the cave tunnels through, and it eventually comes to what's a dead end. But the energy reading seems to be coming from beyond this wall, and so the main entrance to whatever lies beyond here, because your tricorder is reading energy readings. Close inspection of the ground reveals lots of tracks going to and from this wall, this dead end. The tracks are recent, and it appears that someone is in a hurry. It reads as a potential hologrammatic illusion. So, what would you like to do?
Can we find the source of the hologram?
If there's any source, it's going to be on the other side of it, of the projection.
Okay. Let's get hunting.
I hasten to note that nobody has told me otherwise, therefore everybody is going in with their standard equipment loadout. So, let's just check.
Oh, hold on. I've got an EVA suit on.
Yeah, which means that's not there anymore. The bludgeon is your hyperspanner, your Type 2 phaser is your standard. Same goes for Gurkow, except she's got her botany knife.
Yeah, my engineering toolkit is my custom tools as well.
Yep. Grooves. Ah, yes, your custom tools. Okay.
Yeah.
So, who's going to take the first step forwards?
Geronimo.
Alright. Gurkow steps forward and disappears through the wall and is met by a large metal circular door. And there's a very obvious panel for opening and closing it.
Elvis, you gotta come see this.
Probably. Is there a obvious mechanism to open it?
Yep.
Okay. Right, time to hack this mechanism then.
And by hack it, or you find all you have to do is just press the button and it goes from green to red and allows you entrance.
Well,
Okay then.
fantastic hacking skills from Tavish.
Yeah, very professional hacking skills, yes, absolutely.
Oh, that didn't take you long.
So yes, feel almost let down, but as the doors open, you peer into a dimly lit room. Let me change the ambience here a minute. And let me change the view of the map as well. Nobody move until I'm finished describing. As long as it is actually loading. Let me just check that. Yes. So, dimly lit room. From just a single glance you realise that this was an observation post the Romulans had hastily converted to a large laboratory. Given the destruction, it's unlikely that anything will be salvageable. The computer banks and consoles have disruptor burns, and smoke pours forth from the holes, and the floor is littered with smashed pads and other equipment. The Romulans must have evacuated this facility in a hurry because they have destroyed some sophisticated equipment that would be difficult to replace. And of course, the one thing that draws your attention just as you're taking all of this in, there's another Romulan. There's a Romulan, a lone Romulan, at one of the control panels as he's finishing smashing it with the butt of his disruptor, and turns round to face all of you. And that is actually where I'm going to finish our session for today. So it was the Romulans all along. So, we have many questions. Are the Romulans responsible for what's going on or not? We're not entirely certain. If so, why are they taking soil samples? Why are they bumming around somebody's vineyard? What is the cause of the tachyon thing? Are you guys still in danger? Is it a system-specific danger, or is it going to spread? We will have to find these things out, I am afraid, next time. And next time will be next week, where fortunately we get our first officer Phlesc back, but unfortunately we lose Dave as Tavish. So, one in, one out.
Yeah.
No. Oh, we don't like to lose our crew members. But there we are. That will be next week. So, as long as everybody else is available for next week, the 2nd of August.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
As of right now.
I'm coming back from a friend's in the morning, so if I'm slightly late, apologies for that. But
Okay.
yeah, it should be otherwise.
Alright, awesome sauce. Then we shall hopefully see everybody next week. So in the meantime, whilst we wait, we all urge you to do like the Vulcans do, which apparently, according to this lot, is spy on your former crew, because you know what wild chaos gremlins they are and what antics they're likely to get up to, and therefore employ the one sensible person on the crew to try and keep them in line. Which is entirely logical when you think about it. But also, live long and prosper, and engage in infinite diversity and infinite combinations. Treat each other with kindness and respect, because that's what we need to go forward in this world, especially with everything that's happening these days. And in the meantime, we will see you next week for the conclusion, we hope, of this episode. In any case, hailing frequencies are now closed.